Most people believe that to build wealth, you need to start with a large sum of money. They think they need thousands of dollars up front to even enter the investing world. Because they don't have thousands, they do nothing. They spend their small change on things that lose value. A snack, a soda, or a digital subscription they barely use. But what if I told you that $5, the price of a single coffee, could be the seed that grows into a forest of financial security? Hi, this is Mops, and in this video, I'm going to show you the $5 wealth formula. I'm going to show you how small, almost invisible amounts of money can turn into a life-changing fortune if you understand the law of consistency. Let's look at the math that the wealthy use every day. The power of the small seed. Think about a giant oak tree. When you look at it, you see a massive trunk and thousands of leaves. It looks permanent and powerful. But that tree didn't start as a tree. It started as an acorn. Something so small you could step on it and forget it ever existed. Your money is exactly the same. When you look at $5, your brain tells you, this is nothing. It won't change my life, so I might as well spend it. But an investor looks at that same $5 and sees an acorn. They don't see what it is today. They see what it could become if it is planted and given time to grow. The $5 wealth formula is built on one simple truth. Big things always come from small things that were handled correctly. The math of consistency. Let's do some simple math. If you save just $5 a day, that is $150 a month. Over a year, that is $1,800. For many people, that is more than they have ever had in their savings account at one time. But here is where it gets interesting. If you don't just save that money, but you put it to work, remember our soldiers from the last video, the numbers start to change. At a standard market return of 10%, that $5 a day turns into nearly $30,000 in 10 years. In 20 years, it becomes over $100,000. And in 30 years, that small, insignificant $5 a day has grown into over $300,000. This is the power of compounding. You didn't need a miracle. You didn't need to win the lottery. You just needed $5 and the discipline to let it grow. Why $5 is easier than 500? The reason most people fail at saving is that they try to start too big. They try to save $500 a month right away. But because their lifestyle isn't ready for that, they feel the pain immediately. They feel poor. They feel restricted. And within 2 months, they quit. $5 is different. $5 is invisible money. You likely spend $5 every day without even thinking about it. When you take an amount that is so small you don't even miss it, you remove the psychological pain of saving. You aren't sacrificing your lifestyle. You are just redirecting a small leak. Wealth isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. It's better to invest $5 every day for a year than to invest $500 once and never do it again. Finding your wealth seed. You might be asking, Mops, where do I find this $5? It is already there. I promise you. It is in the subscription you haven't canceled. It is in the extra side dish you order but don't finish. It is in the convenience fee you pay because you didn't plan ahead. I want you to look at your daily routine. Find one thing, just one, that costs around $5 but doesn't actually make your life better. Maybe it's the premium version of an app you don't use. Maybe it's the brand name version of a product where the generic is exactly the same. When you find that $5, you have found your wealth seed. Now your job is to move that money into your army camp before you have a chance to spend it. The transformation of the mind. The real magic of the $5 wealth formula isn't actually the money. It's what happens to you. When you successfully save and invest $5 every day for a month, you stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with money. You start seeing yourself as an investor. You start looking for other $5 opportunities. You start wondering, if I can do this with $5, what could I do with 10? What could I do with 20? This is how wealth is built. It starts with a small win that gives you the confidence to chase bigger wins. The $5 is the training ground. It's where you build the muscle of wealth. Final message. Don't wait for a windfall. Don't wait for a miracle. The miracle is already in your pocket. Stop looking at your small change as nothing. Start looking at it as the beginning of your freedom. If you can find $5 a day, you can build a future that most people only dream of. Start today. Find your seed, plant it, and let time do the rest. This is Mops, and I'll see you in the next step of the blueprint.